Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make a dream catcher, and then at the end of the video I have made a short montage of some really cool dream catchers, and hopefully those will help inspire you guys. And yeah, let's just get right into the video.
So here is my dream catcher that I made in this video, and for starters I took a embroidery loop and I unscrewed the very top to kind of loosen it, and that way I could pop out the middle loop, and that is what I'm going to be using for my whole project is this loop, and you can use whatever you can find, but this is the easiest I thought. Then I took some yarn. This is just fluffy tan yarn, and I cut 60 inches of it twice, and then I took my glue gun and I glued the ends of that yarn onto the loom and then just kind of twisted the yarn around the loom. I didn't like the wood and I just wanted to cover it up, and yarn was a really cheap and easy way to do that. I already had it in my house, so it worked out for me, but whatever you want to use is fine. Then I took some lace and I cut 60 inches of that, and I glued that onto the loom as well, and then I wrapped that around the yarn. I just thought it was prettier and added a really good touch. Then I took some thread and a needle, and what I used for the inner part of my dream catcher is a doily, and I really recommend using a doily. I think that this is probably the best alternative, best way to do it, but there are other ways. You can use lace, or you could use just thread and just make a spider web of thread. Doily is definitely the fastest though. You can find them at a lot of places. I know a lot of craft stores sell them, as well as you can get them at secondhand shops or maybe even your grandmother's house. You might even have some at your house. So just look around, you'll probably be able to find them. And what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of lacing the thread around the loom and then into the doily. There is no pattern, there's really nothing, just do it as you please. It's all up to you. And then here I'm making a cute little thing to hang from my dream catcher. What I did was I undid some cord and I taped it to a table, and then I just braided it. And that's pretty easy and self-explanatory, but I thought it looked really cool. And when I was done braiding all the way to the end, I had to cut some of it because it was ugly at the end. And then I took a glue gun and I glued the end of it to keep it from coming undone. I have a really high pain tolerance when it comes to glue guns and glue, and I can just like touch it, but don't do that. You'll probably burn yourself. Then I went through some of my shells and took a sand dollar, which I thought was really pretty, and I glued that to the end because the end was really ugly of that braid. And that pretty much finished that off. I took the very top of it and taped it to keep the ends from coming undone, and then I cut the tip of it because the tip was really ugly. Next I took some beads. These are some really gorgeous teal beads, and I took a needle and thread, and I just threaded the needle and cut 29 inches, and then I put the beads onto the thread and I tied them where I wanted them to lay, and this kept them from moving, and I had to double knot, of course, because if I just knotted them once they would come undone. And then when I put on the next bead, I would stop short of the first bead, leaving them a few inches apart, and this made a really pretty long strand of beads, and I really liked it. I did a similar thing with wooden beads and some ribbon that I had. I just cut the ribbon and then I laced the beads onto the ribbon and tied them yet again, making sure I double knotted them, and every time I put a new bead on, I would leave a few inches between the beads so as they wouldn't touch or anything. For things that I laced onto my Dreamcatcher, yarn was a big thing, and so I just cut this stuff and I did 20 inches. You can buy packs of ribbon like this, they're really good to use. And right here I'm just putting on some fringe to the end of my Dreamcatcher because I thought it was really pretty, and it covered up some imperfections, and I just really liked it. here's all the things that I'm going to be gluing onto my dream catcher. So I just glued them. That's really all you have to do, take the ends. Some things that I glued on were ribbon and lace and yarn, beads, anything that you can find really. Here I am gluing on some feathers because you can't have a dream catcher without feathers. And then I took some earrings that I had broken and glued those on top of the feathers. They're flowers and they were just pretty. Lastly, what you're going to need to do is take some thread, ribbon, anything that you want, and tie that to the top of your dream catcher. And then after you've done that, tie the two pieces together. And this you'll use to hang your dream catcher from things. And that's basically all you have left to do, and you are done.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And then just remember that if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will hopefully answer them for you guys. And yeah, I love you.
Try to float, try to rise by the coast, by the tide. Lot of hope is modified, hiding close to my surprise. Cracking the code, half of the facts are exposed. Capture your soul, slow and accurate though. Master the mode now, heart is shattered. Living through my thesis, then I cut my fingers while picking up the pieces. Losing by inches, a loose intervention. But love's only enemy is human intention. Now I know that, the whole back, the whole cast, and blow past with no gas, just vocab and toe tabs. It's so sad, deeper than the music. When the bottom line freedom, not just in another track, but I'm trying to find freedom. Stop looking for love, you're looking for trouble. Found innocence in a struggle after crying for puddles. Never seen a better endeavor. Pressure my set of wings, lead them with this freedom to meet them somewhere in evergreen.
Style is evergreen, even though scenes change. It's still me, still makes the face remains. It's 4 to the 9, that's my 9 to 5. These numbers don't lie, it's my everyday job.